I have my stopwatch here so I don't go long. Check one. All right. They told me I have like 2.5 hours. And once I, sorry, it's 3
Yes,
Okay, 3 hours. Okay. All right. So again, a pleasant good afternoon, good night. I see some of my good friends, some good smiling faces. So happy to see you. I am happy and honored to be sharing tonight's presentation with my friend Alicia. And so thank you. The prayer's already been prayed. Okay, so I work for the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. And what you want to know tonight, what do you need to know about receiving funding from our ministry? And that's a good question. So I'm going to do my best on behalf of my minister, who is the Honorable Lanisha Roll, and my permanent secretary, Miss Rhoda Jackson. I'm going to do my best to answer your questions. So I'll just try to be very brief, give you some information, and then you shoot some questions at me. How does that sound? Great? All right, and let's do this in as a short amount of time as possible. All right, so first of all, I think what's important for you to know is, let me just say this. The cultural grants policy is what you must go by when you are trying to apply for a grant from our ministry. If you don't know what our policy is, then you'll probably be asking or requesting the wrong things or including the wrong things in your presentation, and you don't want to get strike out before you even get up to bat. Yes? So first thing you must understand, the ministry or the Department of Culture identifies the value of culture and recognizes that countries that nurture and encourage cultural activity have a greater social cohesion and economic development. We encourage persons to challenge, inspire, engage the residents, workers, visitors, business persons in the communities in cultural endeavors that will enhance the people and place in the Bahamas. In other words, we support the artists and the creatives of our nation. That's simply put. We are happy to encourage you by giving you some money. Now, let me just say this right off the top. They never give you all the money that you need. So always remember, anytime you come to culture, to youth, or to sports, if your project costs you $10,000, don't come expecting 10. Because one of the things that they will always tell you is they do not want to be, and they cannot be, the sole provider of the funding for your project. So one of the objectives of this cultural grant policy is to enable our citizens and visitors to participate in and enjoy the widest cultural experiences, including targeting invitations to combat social inclusion. Number two, to recognize and promote the importance of culture in the development of our children and young people. Of course, we are the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. So youth and culture, two very important things. Anytime you're doing a project, if you can target and focus on young people, that gives you even an extra thumbs up once you're coming to culture, okay, and youth. Also, we want to support and develop those cultural activities that enrich and extend personal and community engagement, especially those who celebrate individual identities. All right, so let me just move real quick. Um, a grant. Can someone tell me, or do you know what is a grant? Is a grant a loan? Do you have to pay us back? No, you don't have to pay us back. Go ahead, Miss Green. It's free money! If you could get it. So a grant. Grants are defined as funds awarded to cultural organizations, groups, or individuals or artists to assist with their cultural projects or undertakings, where the ministry simply asks to receive acknowledgement as a giver. That's all they want. They just want at the end of the day you to say, this was partly brought to you by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. Whether you do that verbally, whether you do that on your print, let's say you are producing a CD, whether you put that there, okay? So we have annual grants. There are some people that get a grant every year. These are standardized persons. They get a grant every year. And those are persons who have like the pageants. Maybe Miss Bahamas or Little Miss Bahamas or Galaxy, that type of thing. They get a grant every year. Also, the Rake and Scrape Festival gets a grant every year. Established projects or events. Like I said before, when the ministry knows that you have a good track record, they tend to also support you. And you may say, why is that? Simply because it's only a limited amount of money. And if you don't have a track record that you can do this, they would rather put the small amount of money behind someone who has said and shown, I can do this. Now, I know that seems a little harsh because a lot of people say, well, this is my first time, I'm trying, give me an opportunity. And you will get that as well. But those persons who have proven themselves over the time also tend to be rewarded. So you've got your annual grants, then you've got your one-time grant assistance. So you may say, you know, well, this is the film industry, but there are other persons that also can receive grants. Writers can receive grants, persons who want to do musical projects, persons who have historical or cultural heritage endeavors, they can receive grants. So it's not just the film industry. What I'll do going down a little later is tell you how much money they would normally assign to your particular project. Okay, so the grant selection criteria. There are 4 categories of support for grant activities. So you've got your artistic development, you have your programs, which is your community development, you have your festivals, public celebrations, and you have your publications. If you want to write a book, you did a book of poetry, you did a book of, or even art. You've painted all of the beautiful historical sites in the Bahamas and you want that to be produced. All of those things we tend to support. All right? And if you ask me specific questions, then I will go into giving you more details. All right, so one of the things that's also important is the fact that you must be a citizen of the Bahamas. Why is that? Because once you would have received the grant, then of course we have to know how to give you that money. And if you're not from here, then that gives us a challenge. Okay, so all of the banking information is very important. Okay, as you can see, I'm moving real fast. So these are the types of one-time grants that we award. So you've got the performing arts grants, you've got the visual arts grants, literature/publication, you've got your film and cinematography grants, audio, visual production grants, digital arts grants, craft grants, architect grants, history and heritage research grants. You have your culinary arts, for those of you who could put your foot in the food and it tastes real good. You've got your culture workshops and conference grants, exhibition, fashion, music production, and cultural exchange program grants. So in total, that's 15. And hopefully, one of those would be applicable to you and what it is that you're doing. You want to stop me right there?
No, I'm just in awe.
Okay, wonderful. That's a lot of grants. Okay, so here's what is important. Here's the process. What happens, first of all, is you must collect your form from Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. That's the first process. Very easy. Come get your form. If you're on the island, for those of you watching us live via satellite, are we live? If you are watching us live via satellite, you go to your administrative office on the island, you collect your grant. Number 2, very easy. Fill out your grant. Yeah, your grant application form. Let me tell you what a lot of people do. They write us and they write us a letter and they say, I want a grant and this is why I want it and da-da-da-da-da. But there's never an application form that is attached to it, and that's key. So I brought a copy of that tonight so that you can see it. This is the application, the grant application form. You can just pass that right around. That's important. Don't just send us your request without this. This has some very key questions that we need you to answer. We want to know, what is your project about? If you cannot articulate your project, then most likely it'll be difficult for you to get a grant. All right, some very basic questions in there. Who's a part of your team? What experience do you have? Here's something that we always want to know. Have you gotten a grant before? And if you have you written a report? And most times when I'm looking at grant applications, what I see is, yes, I got one. No, I never wrote a report. That's an automatic, boy, you mean to tell me you got a couple dollars and you never wrote nothing to say nothing? So don't do that. Don't make that mistake, okay? All right, so like I was saying, these are some things that you need to do. All right, number 3, the Department of Culture will acknowledge receipt of your grant application, okay? Maybe an email, a phone call. Hey, we got your grant application. That's the 3rd step. The 4th step is that we will then review it. Now, we will have specific people to review your work. So that's a good thing. Let me explain. Filmmakers, your work will be reviewed by someone that is well knowledged and experienced in that area. There's no sense them bringing someone, a pageant, well, not to say a pageant, I would say they shouldn't bring to me somebody who wants to open a little gallery, okay? Because why? That's not my field. My field is theater. My background is theater, my experience is theater, and my degree is in theater. So, Miss Akers, Green Acres, her work came straight to me because they said, oh, she's doing a play. What's the name of the play again? Joey. Oh, she's doing a play. Nixon, look at this. And so it was my job to look at it and say, yeah, yeah, she knows what she's doing. You see what I'm saying? So someone from film is going to look at your work and say, yeah, yeah. Hold on, what they say? What? What kind of equipment they need? And the equipment have nothing to do with film. They can say, this joke ain't know what they saying. You see what I'm saying? So trust me, whatever you do, make sure be thorough, be right to the point, but also let them see that you know what you're doing based on your language used. Yeah? So we could tell, give me a word that is used or something that a filmmaker would say. All right, script supervisor. Give me something else. Give me another word that once I'm reading and I'm looking through and I see some give me a terminology. Aha, that's what I want to say. Huh? Huh?
I say thespian.
Thespian. How many persons know what a thespian is? Thespian, that's an actor. Now, if I looking through and I see thespian, I know what it means. Someone who don't know, they look at you, what? You mean to tell me they're going to be a lesbian? No. Thespian. You have to know the words. I had to put that joke in, because he threw it there. But you have to know the terminology that you want to use. Okay, let me move it quickly. So after we would have received it, we're going to look for some supporting documents. If those supporting documents are not there, your work will not be processed. Okay, and that's going to be hurtful because that means you would have put time and effort into writing all this thing and then they rest it on the side and say, no, we can't deal with that. Hopefully someone will call you back and say, hey, some things are missing, but that's not a guarantee. So you have to know ahead of time, make sure, put those things in there. Now, once the grant is approved, then direct deposit will happen to your account, okay? Because we do not issue checks anymore. All right, so once it's approved. So that's the 6 simple steps. And I'm almost done so that you can ask me some questions. Here are the things that you need. If you are an organization, a company, or an association, please, you need a valid business license, not from 2014. You need one from this year, valid business license that is renewable each year. You also need a valid non-for-profit registration if that's your situation. If you're a non-profit organization, give us that certificate, please. Your national insurance number, we need that as well. Your banking information, Scotiabank 21841, transit number 87654. You need to know where to send this couple of dollars that we're giving to you. If you don't have a bank, oh no, I'll just take the cash. No, we don't give you cash like that. Some people say, man, I have no bank account, just give me the money. No, you got to send that, you have to send that banking information. 2 more things, you need your tax compliance certificate that is renewed each year, and you need your VAT certificate, your VAT certificate. All right, now if you are registering as an individual, if you're applying for money as an individual, just 3 things you need. We just need a copy of your passport, we need your national insurance card, and your banking information, okay? Now, let me say this. If you are asking for this grant as an individual, but you are asking for $2,000 or more dollars, then we need you to have a business license in your name. Okay? Is that clear? Let me say that again. If you are asking for more than $2,000, but you don't have a business license, so okay, let's say I should come up there and I say, hi, my name is Terez Davis Nixon, and I would like a grant. I'm applying as an individual. Here's my passport, here's my national insurance, here's my banking information, but I need $3,000. They can say, Terez Nixon, go back and get a business license in Terez Nixon's name because you're asking for more than $2,000. Yes, sir.
So what if, okay, if you're a business, but you're doing a trade that's not incorporated yet, would you apply as the business name or you apply as the?
You're not incorporated yet.
No.
You have a business you don't have a business license.
You have a business
Sole
license.
proprietorship.
So
Uh,
would you
I
apply as the company's name or you apply as the individual?
Now you done it. You have to cut this piece out because I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. Has anyone had that experience yet? You just put both. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would say that I think that's the wisest thing to do. Put both.
okay.
Yeah, put both. Good question though. Good question. All right. So basically, y'all. Let me say one or two more things, and then that will be it. And then you can ask me some questions. All right. So budget is key. This is very important. Do not ask the government for money without a budget. Don't tell them, I just need some money. Don't do that. I need this for this. I need this for this. I need 1,000 for this. I need 1,000 more for that. I need 1,500 for this. $25 would be for the water, and da da da, right down the line. Give them an itemized budget. Again, they will not give you monies if they feel as if you're the only one. One of the questions that they ask, if we do not give you this grant, will your project still survive? No, my project cannot, these people are writing now, this their answers. My project cannot survive without the government. And that one goes on this pile because see, you can't survive without the government. Because the government realized that they cannot handle all of these people and give you all the money they need. So if we're the only one you depending on, guess what's going to happen? We can give you our little $2,000 and your project can get done. Because the project costs $15,000 and you only have us. So is that a good investment? No. We might as well give it to beautiful lady here who has other persons giving her money, and she only need about 1,000 more. We might as well give her the 2,000 because her project will most likely happen because she has more support. Yeah? Okay. So
What you say is, my project will survive, but I will not be able to do such and such a thing without the government.
well, it's the same thing. You have to be careful. You have to say, I would appreciate the government's help, but with or without it, this project will happen. You have to have the confidence. I mean, that may not really be.
What you need us for?
Well, no, they will still consider helping.
All right.
That's it's a thin line, eh? It's funny.
Also asking, I didn't get to go through this entirely, but are you also asking for proof of the other donors or sponsors?
Some people provide that, and they will ask you in there, who are your prime? Yes, so they're going to ask some names.
Okay.
Yeah, contributors, and also your prior experience as well.
Right.
You know, have you done this before? What was the outcome? All that type of thing. So that's going to be in there as well. Okay, now, so I know you want to know how much money.
Yes.
Let's go to that. Let's just skip everything else, and let's go to how much money they can give us. All right. Y'all, this ain't plenty money. Ain't plenty money. All right, so performing arts grants, visual arts grants, literature publication, film and cinematography, which most of you probably are interested in, audio and visual production, digital arts grants, craft, architect, history, heritage, culinary, culture workshop, exhibitions, fashion, music, production. You will only receive between $1,000 and $5,000. Maximum $5,000. And they have to be really impressed with what it is that you are presenting in order to give you $5,000. So it's not that much. Can you give me an average, for those of you who have already done projects, give me an average of what your film project would have cost you, roughly? Anybody?
A real one?
Yes.
I mean, I do a budget for one the other day.
And what was it?
It come up to $86,000.
Wow. Wow.
I real.
You 86,000. Can I get yes?
That's only 50 a day.
Yeah, depending on what the project needs.
Right.
Yeah, if I want every equipment I want and every location.
Yes.
For a small project,
I said
100,000.
100,000.
Mine had equipment for free.
I could shoot a short.
Wow.
So, like,
You could shoot a short film with 15,000. Anybody else? 20,000. Wow.
Yeah, and that's if you just get everything.
Yeah, barter or.
Let me say this. Maybe,
Yes.
the government may want to consider raising that roof from 1,000 to 5,000.
Agreed. For film, especially.
Because obviously, the professionals in the arms as it relates to filming have their game up there.
Right.
A lot of these individuals have that type of thing. So we're now ready, we're about ready, or we are ready to rival with a lot of other film production companies. So
Yeah.
when you had these prices,
I'm telling you.
yeah, so
Man, it's cheap.
yeah,
A low
Yeah,
budget
that's a
movie is
cheap
$20
film.
million.
yeah.
20 million is low budget.
It's
Yeah,
low
low
budget.
budget, yeah.
20 million.
Yeah,
See, I didn't even know that.
It's a low budget
I
movie.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
In Hollywood, I had no
But,
idea.
you know, but right here,
Stage is what I work with. Yes.
I remember I had a film project and I reached out to a particular videographer, and he's like, Brother Robinson, in order for me to even take on your project,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need $10,000.
Just to start.
Yeah, this, you know,
Yeah.
so, and I'm with him on it, because
Yeah.
I believe in his,
Definitely.
his skills and everything, so maybe we wanna raise
I'll tell you what I will do. My job is to not only come to give you information, but also to take back information to them. So I would ask the chairman, chair lady, you're the chair lady of this. Yes. I think it would be great if you would put something in writing, please, on behalf of your fellow artists, to say, listen, after consideration and after looking at this, $5,000 is really a drop in the bucket. That can't buy 2 lights. You know, you have to. I can't even buy a lens. So,
Pay actors and craft services.
right.
I was about to say, that 1,000 is more like craft services.
Yeah, craft
or
services and paying
maybe
actors.
transportation.
Catering.
lunch.
Wow,
Catering.
wow, wow,
If
wow.
that's not even, maybe makeup? Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Depending on how many days.
Make sure
Yes.
and ways that we are thankful for whatever
Yes.
is
Oh, yes.
being
Yeah,
given.
Definitely,
But
definitely.
at the same time,
You guys, you can
Realistically,
Yeah,
we have to.
yes.
Excellent.
make it pay for 1 day of the production.
I will definitely do that. So please, if you'd give me something
I'll do
just
that.
to support what I would present to them
Okay.
verbally and with my report.
Okay.
Okay? All right, sounds good. All right, so do you want to know what the others?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Y'all interested, eh?
What was
Hair
the first
theater.
15 that you would mention?
Yeah, that's 14. 14.
Okay.
Yep. So that's between 1,000 and 5,000. And then the cultural exchange program grants are between 5,000 and 30,000.
Okay, that's more like it.
30,000.
So how is it
What that is?
determined what
Cultural exchange.
what amount is given?
Um,
How is that
I
determined?
film as a cultural.
I don't know how they determine this. This is something that I met in place, and I have no idea as to how they came up with it. This is why, in asking you, I can now go back and say, listen, we need to reconsider what we are able to give to the film industry.
So basically, once you're approved, they will let you know, okay, well, you've been approved for X amount,
Yes.
and this will be
Right.
deposited to your account.
Right. So what I just told you, that range, so they can give you anywhere between 1 and 5. So if they look at it and they say, yeah, I see they're trying, we want to help them, we give them 1.
Right.
Or if they have an influx, they may have like 25 people asking, and they say, you know what, we want to share this. Oh, this year, we only have 2 people asking. Okay, so that means we may be able to give both of y'all 5. You see what I'm saying? Their whole thing is to try to be as fair as possible and share it across the board.
Before you continue,
Yes.
what exactly is cultural exchange?
A cultural. Everybody want to know cultural exchange. Okay, so a cultural exchange will deal with, take for instance, Barabbas and the tribe. They usually take the whole Junkanoo group overseas, and they go abroad to have a festival over there, to have, say again?
For Savannah and St. Patrick's.
There you go.
Me and Barabbas are
Yes, that's correct. St. Patrick's, he has a key to the city over there now. They like him so much. He's always there, and that is a cultural exchange. But it doesn't have to just be Junkanoo. It could be what you do. You may, or stage play, or you may be able to get a ride. Okay, so that's what that is. But actually, the festivals and public celebrations. Let me go right to there. So we're gonna drop down again with our monies. Homecoming festivals, theater festivals, community festivals, and film festivals, 2,000 to 5,000. So it's just this cultural exchange program that has that's the highest. Okay?
Is that because it's usually groups?
It is because it's groups and it's because it's overseas. So they have to take into consideration the travel and the accommodations. So that is why it has the highest, or the lion's share of the funds.
Cultural exchange, could I be going to like the Family Island? Like if I go to Cat or somewhere?
They may consider that a cultural exchange.
So would a culture exchange
So like,
be,
yeah, my film like the Trinidad.
or like would a culture exchange be where I trying to do like a traveling show where I go to different cultural events across North America?
Could be, could be. Because what they will look at that now is as you are exporting our culture to, so you're now a tourism ambassador,
Yeah.
cultural ambassador.
So real
Yes,
question.
real question.
So like create a film
Yes.
that has to do with the Bahamas and this place, Bahamas, awesome.
Come on now.
I can then come to y'all and
Yeah,
get a grant. So I
yeah.
can go to these other countries to, show this all around the world.
I would say yes. I think you should try. I think you should try. And guess what? We sell it. Let me tell you one of the things that we do not do now that I wish we would. Right now, all we do is we receive your grant application and we process it. I have advocated, and I will like to continue to advocate, that we allow you to come and sit. I think there's no one that can sell what you do like you. So there should be an interview. At this point, there is not. But I think it should be. I think you should be able to come and say, listen, ask me anything. Because that way we could also weed out. Because see, honestly speaking, when you've got 25 of these and you're looking through, they begin to look similar, but not until somebody is able to, I could put a face. Okay, what's your company, sir? Or your Magic. All right, so I don't see nothing magical, but when this fellow walk in, I start to see magic.
There's no budget.
You understand? Because he begins.
That's what you say.
Say again?
No budget production.
Like Shark Tank. Excellent idea. And we could even film it, eh? It's a good idea. You know something? One of you should probably make that a project. Let that be a proposal that you say to the ministry, listen, I know that you have to go through this grant. Boy, somebody better grab this. I know, listen, you write into them and say, listen, I know that you have to produce, I won't tell them that we talk. I know that you have to decide who to give these grants to. Let us make a Shark Tank series out of this. I think it'd be great.
I think it would be great.
All right.
A lot of people
That's
can.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Ken Marley in here.
Yes. All right, so let me just give you some dates, and then I'm going to stop talking so that Alicia could come up here. Ooh, I'd already been up here for 27 minutes. That's too long. All right, so we're on July the 1st, Monday, July 1st, 2019. We are open for applications, and we will close the 1st, which is Friday, the 1st of August. If your application is approved, monies will be dispensed by October of 2019. That's this year. And then the first Monday in October, Monday the 1st of October, we will open again and close the 3rd of December. And the payment for that will probably be in February or March. Okay? Want me to say it again, or we good? We good?
You could say it one more time, please.
Let's say it one more time? Yeah, one more time. Okay, so July 1st, 2019, bring in the application. You've got until August 1st, 2019 to bring in the application. We will then take September to process it, to make a decision, and then October, we will disperse funds. Of course, remembering that it will be direct deposit. On the 1st of October, we will then open again and close on the 3rd of December. And payment will hopefully be February or March. Okay? So as it stands right now, is there anybody here who's waiting on word, who has a grant application in now and you're waiting? You do? Yeah. There has been a little backup and backlog. And so I need to apologize on behalf of our ministry. We had some challenges, and so we're trying our best to clear out the system as soon as possible. Are there any questions for me before I put the mic down?
I don't know if anyone asked, but y'all have like a designated budget to say how much grant y'all give, or how much y'all give?
We do, but I do not know that. The director of culture, let me explain what happens. So we have good to see you, Moya. We have a committee, and from that committee, I used to sit on that. I'm not sitting on it anymore, but we'll have someone from acting or drama, theater, film, someone from music, someone from the art. Those persons, and maybe one or two other persons, they look at it, they say yes or no. Then they make their recommendations. That goes to the director, who then reviews that, makes her recommendation. Then that has to still go to the minister and the PS, who has the final say. So it is a government process. Wow. Isn't that the best way to say it? It is a government process. And I need you to know that. As I close my book for real, y'all, a lot of people make the mistake of counting their chickens before they hatch. You do not do that with the government. Please don't. You're going to hurt yourself. Okay? You're going to hurt yourself because it is not that easy. And so sometimes people go, this guy told me, he said, but I borrowed the money. I said, so you borrow money? He borrowed the money in hopes that the government would give him. So now he is saying, y'all ain't going to give me the grant? Wow. But I thought y'all was going to give me the grant. He went, borrowed money, did an event, and he was stuck. So don't depend on it. Hope for it, but have plan B. All right? Any other questions for me? Yes, ma'am.
Question doesn't necessarily have to do with grant, but I'm just curious, coming back,
Yeah.
what is the price range to do a full production for a play? So a 2-hour play at the Dundas.
Okay. Well, just depending on what it is that, I guess the extent of your cast, how many people you are hiring, your lights, your sound, etc. The Dundas would be, to rent the Dundas would be like $1,800, somewhere around there. And you can, I think you could even do 2 shows if you want to do a matinee and an evening show. I think I'm talking 18. When I say 1,800, that's also for lights. That's lights. That's the rental of the Dundas. That's the security. That's everything like that. Okay, the Shirley Street, the National Center for the Performing Arts, unfortunately, is condemned at this point. Okay, and so that belonged to us. I was supposed to also say that not only do we give money, but we also help in kind. And so there were persons who, if you said, hey, I need the theater, we would give you the theater. Or you may say, I need some technical support. So they may send me as a cultural affairs officer to support you. Or talk to Ms. Nixon, let me give you some advice, and so they want to help in kind. Okay. Now, personally, for me, Dynamite Productions is my company with Miss Daisy. Okay. So take, for instance, the least I may pay to do a show is like $15,000. That's me. Okay. I've done up to $20,000 to produce 2 shows. Okay. So it just depends. It depends on if you're paying your actors. It depends on, the level of costuming, the level of set, because some people, they don't mind having 2 chairs, 2 iron chairs, and one fold-up table, and that's the dining room. That's the girl. That's, as far as they're concerned, that's Luciano's. But me, on the other hand, I don't like that. Okay. I like to be I don't like abstract when it comes to theater. Some people, they don't mind abstract. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you've gotten something from this short talk. Okay.